Hey, my name is John. I work for Aire Rite, and today we're installing the data logger and a counter on the walk-in freezer to determine how many times and duration the unit goes into a defrost. So this is our 208 volt timer. We're going to shut the power off. We're going to run our power cord into our existing Defrost Time Clock. And we're going to hook up one side to our neutral, other side to our defrost circuit. So every time this goes into a defrost, it'll energize our counter. Make sure it's so good. Okay, so when that calls for its defrost circuit at 6 o'clock, it'll energize the counter, and the counter will begin to record. Okay, so the other part of this little operation is we're going to hang this data logger, which was provided, up inside the walk-in freezer, and let that sit in it for 2 weeks to compile all the information as far as humidity, temperature, that kind of stuff. So hopefully we can get this started. Supposed to hold the button till one green light flashes. I saw one flash green, so now we're going to hang it up inside behind the evaporator coil. So what I'm going to do now is remove the data logger that we originally installed about 2 weeks ago. We'll turn this back into the appropriate people. Now we're at the condensing unit. We're going to turn the power off and we'll remove the timer we installed about 2 weeks ago as well. And we'll turn this back in along with the data logger. So now what we have to do is route a thermistor cable that's going to run from our new time clock down the evaporator coil. So it's going to take me some time. I'll get back with you. Everywhere. That's our roof penetration now. So now I should be able to find the line set. Like this. So now I've got a hole through my roof penetration and down through my box penetration for my line set, and I'm going to feed down some 3-strand shielded wire to make it easier to attach my thermistor at the coil. Always like to save a little extra wire just in case. And remember, this is all just a temporary setup, so I'm just going to zip tie it when I'm all done. It's all going to come back off in two more weeks anyway. So now we're going to hook up our evap coil thermistor to the shielded cable we just ran from the condensing unit. So give me a couple minutes, we'll get that done. So now we're going to attach our thermistor. It's actually 3 wires, so I'm just going to use a red and a white. No need for a black wire. So now our evap coil thermistor is attached, down here anyway. And it says for the instructions either at the U-bend or in the evap fins itself. So I'm going to take this cover off and find out if we can, the best way to do it. I'm trying to bury it in the evap fins. So now I'm going to hook up the evaporator coil thermistor connector, the 2-pin connector, on the shielded wiring I just ran downstairs. Once you go right back in nice and easy. Bam. Take our evap coil thermistor connector, run it through our timer here, and then we're going to plug it right onto one of our outputs right there. We're going to set it for the current date, or current time, I'm sorry, about 3:20 or so. Then we're going to set it for the same defrost schedule, which is 45 minutes every 6 hours at 6 and 6. And 12 and 12. Oh, I've actually got an hour there. There you go. Okay, so right now we're going to remove the data logger that's been in there approximately a month, and then we're also going to remove the sensor from the back of the evaporator coil. So here's the data logger that's been in there for approximately a month. So here's our sensor. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to remove our hour meter, take out the iCube supplied time clock, and then put the original time clock back in, and then return all the parts back to iCube. Very simple, 2-wire. This is going to get returned back to iCube. Time clock. This is just our sensor connector.